All right, good morning. Welcome to Real Stocks. We are going to be going through the markets of today. It is Monday, so we're going to actually do something I should have done over the weekend. We're going to go through my stock list, kind of look at the weekly and the daily chart, and see if there's anything interesting going on. We're also going to check the pre-market movers of the day, which actually we should probably do real quick. Let's do that before things get moving on. I'm going to use this list I found, the stockmarketwatch.com. It just gives me a really nice quick synopsis of the top percentage gaining stocks, which I thought was pretty cool. This isn't all of them. I'm not sure if they're NYSE stocks or NASDAQ stocks or what they are, but anyway, go ahead and using that tool. So let's use it. What's up, Alec? What's up, Nick? So I'm going to look at that list on my other screen. Too much to manage if I'm throwing different windows in here. So, all right. So a bill, not good. Hey, 10x, not good. IMMY. Looks like it already had its breakout at about 250 there. And already about 30%, 23%, up as high as 28%. So too far gone to buy. But depending on the fundamentals of this company, could put it on a watch list. Volume looks like it's okay. Could be better. We've seen bigger spikes, but comparatively, looks pretty good. Not necessarily sure it was tradable today, though. IMMY, it's up at 369 right now, so it gapped up way the hell up here. It's right there. So, well past a proper entry. Nielsen ratings, woo, 2550. So trying to fill that gap after a very big down day. Wonder why it's so gappy happy. Where's the? Okay, apparently I don't get news on this one. News. See this little bar over here that gives me my news? For some reason, it's not on my upper two charts, which I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. Okay, brought it down here. J.D. Power and Nielsen transform auto advertising with the launch of the Nielsen Auto Cloud. Okay, so it's moving on news of them starting a new business division. And 8% stake in the company by Elliott Management. Oh, they're pushing to sell itself. Okay, so it looks like they have an activist investor. Something else you don't really get too much in cryptocurrencies is that anytime a company with a large amount of money or an individual with a large amount of money wants to, they can go ahead and choose to buy a company and then start pestering the management to do something about whatever that the people with large amount of money want. So you buy 8% of Nielsen ratings. I'm not sure what the market cap is, but if you do that, you can then badger the management and sometimes get what you want. And if they buy more shares, they have more voting power within the company. Therefore, you have to listen to their dumbasses, even if it's not what you want to do as a company. So Alex looking for YY and JD. All right, both are lower in their consolidations. You've got JD here. A fairly well-defined trend line is a bottom. As a matter of fact, there's a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder here going from 50 to 35. It's a $15 move. So it's an implied target of about $20 for JD to the downside. That's what this pattern implies. Doesn't mean it's going to work out. We could bounce off this and go higher, but that's what's implied here. And you can see there's the same inverted head and shoulders in the longer term time frame. So $20 here. We have seen it in the past, although it's only been once. Not quite sure if that plays out, but it doesn't imply good things for JD. But that doesn't mean, like I said, that doesn't mean it's going to work. Just is what it is. Now with YY, bit of a different situation. I've actually traded YY in the past. And we're in a long, prolonged downtrend with really no pattern at this moment in time. You've got what looks like an inverted head and shoulders, but that's no longer viable. This probably would have to been your shoulder, this low right here, or this low, but subsequently getting this low pretty much invalidates the head and shoulders. We've already gone past the head. And you can view this in kind of the same way you can view JD. Is this a good opportunity to buy YY? Because you're sitting here near the lows of the year. And if you look at the weekly chart here, going back to some prior support levels, looks like 83. Yeah, the high of 83 is approximately 83 to 84 is a pretty good support level here for YY. Historically, going back all the way to about a year. 814, yeah, about a year. And so we could bounce off of these levels. This could be a good place for a pretty low risk reward trade. With 84 is about your stop loss, maybe 83. Let's see what that puts you in percent of stop. So about 6%. It's a little low for a stop loss and not a traditional stock market buy. Reason being is because these things can stay low for considerable amounts of time. They don't have to go right back. They can actually just live lower, drift lower. So it's not like crypto where it's a strictly a support type of a situation. Stocks can blow through some longer term support if there's enough momentum. From momentum side, speaking about volume, which is kind of how you can imply momentum, it's not too bad here. Volume's not too bad. Looks like it's dried up a little bit on the weekly chart. On the daily chart, you can see it's getting a little underneath this yellow moving average line. Is flattened out. At least the average line is flattened out considerably. Plenty of spikes below it. You see here there's a place of rising volume. So that actually implies bullish action. Then it reversed pretty abruptly. Let's go take a peek at that action. So you can see we had about a week there of pretty good volume with a nice distribution day right there. You see the close well off the highs on that day. And then here a reversal day the next day. Although it was an inside day, then you have a gap on earnings. So you kind of have to give it a bit of a pass around earnings. That's kind of a general guideline. Not really a rule, but just kind of a guideline. Alright guys, give me a second here. I'm going to post a video into my Slack chat room. Just trying to see who would show up. Looks like you guys. Okay, pin tab. Crypto and their memes, everyone. Crypto and their memes. All right, so let's keep going with some of these movers of the morning. I do want to come back to YY. I just don't want to kind of forget. Don't want to forget what I'm doing here with this. Okay, so Regeneron. No, we were on Nielsen X Bio. Just want to breeze through these real quick. And that looks interesting. Great volume. Did we notice this the other day? I think we did notice this the other day. Looks like we're getting a few pops in a row. That could be healthy for a bottom here in X Bio. As you can see, this thing had a pretty healthy reaction. There's a possibility here for, again, 15% to new lows, but there's a possibility for highs as well. I don't know if it's new highs, but it's going to be highs of some sort. I don't see much news on this guy. There's no news came out, and there was some major movement here. Looks like this is a NASDAQ stock, so this is not a crappy stock. This is a NASDAQ stock, and they tend not to do too many pump and dumps on NASDAQs, but you can see there a lot of big pumps and definitely some sellers as we got higher. But from $3, you could easily get to what looks like a fairly safe $5 ceiling is a possibility there. So that could get interesting in XBio. CLRB, DBD, CTIB. Blowing through a bunch of pre-market movers here. Wow. CT is a CTI? No, BLFS is the symbol here. Beautiful consolidation right there, and a gorgeous breakout of $6 all the way up to $19. Let's see what's going on. Looks like this is a big pop in the past. Increased volume here, though, comparatively. Wow, this was a nothing stock back in the day. This was not in the NASDAQ then. Looks like this joined the NASDAQ in 2017. And then now you have 1, 2, 3, 12 to... Wow, this is a potential high tide flag here, ladies and gentlemen. A potential high tide flag, absolutely. I bet you the depth, yeah, it's a little too deep for a high tide flag. This base up here so far is a little too deep, but it's a semblance of a high tide flag, and it's had a tremendous rally. You can see here in these 3 weeks, you go from $12 all the way up to $22. That's a tremendous. Hello, Shahab. That's a tremendous run in a stock on pretty good volume, good increasing volume there. So whatever's going on in BLFS is pretty intriguing. So I'm just going to add this here. BLFS. It's going to be a 9.3% this morning. So it'll be one of the ones that's actually at the top of my list. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. So look at the daily here on 9. You can see the volume coming in. Looks like it was a recent IPO, as a matter of fact. So that's pretty good. You have a level of support here. Had 37-cent earnings report. Estimates are not introduced right there. And this was up to $32. So gapped up here. And that will take out this trend line right there and pretty much put us above it. So 9 could get interesting. 9 Energy Service Company. So they're in the oil and gas sector, so it looks like there's businesses improving due to that. We can keep that on there. 9's looking okay. Ooh. Pretty good volume all the way down here towards the lows. That's very interesting on 9. SYN. SAR is next on this list. Not really interested in that. RUBI, SECO, SSC. 7 Stars Cloud Group. I have no idea who these guys are. Not really sure who these guys are. All right, what's IBD say about the market today? Futures as higher, Intel, Amazon lead. That's cool. Yeah, TTD 37% yesterday. Freaking blowing my mind here. SSC. All right, 37% composite rating. Let me log in here and check out some of these stocks that we just added. We just added 2 of them. Let's go ahead and show you my screen here. So good industry group. I'm going to blow through these guys. I'm trying to go through a lot of stocks in a little bit of time. So grab what you can. 3-year sales growth rate's very healthy. Wow, the sales percent change on this thing is high triple digits. And this is SSC. Offers pay-per-view, video on demand, enhanced premium content for cable providers in China. Okay, this is a Chinese play, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what you're looking for when I'm doing these screens. I know this seems pretty bland, guys. I'm sorry about that, but it's important to do these screens because this is actually how you find some of these companies that could be doing something. And here you have a Chinese company, undervalued. Everyone's looking at, Baidu, Baba. Everyone's looking at all those companies, and they're, the institutions and other people, other smart investors are looking at some other ones. And this could be one of them. SSC, 400% plus sales is what I'm writing down about SSC. And when you got 400% sales, you can get away with negative 250% EPS change. Now, it's great if this is positive 256 and this is positive 460, but sometimes it doesn't happen that way. So very small stock, but very interesting technical action. 50 average, it's a little shy. You want your average volume to be at least about 400 million, or I'm sorry, 400,000, and at 180 million, very small market cap company. So this could be one of those pretty long-term ones that you'll be hearing about a year from now. So if you hear SSC a year from now, remember this video. All right, so we got SSC. What else do we have? And that's SSC right here. Looks like it's... Wow, it does have options going out to January. That's crazy. Okay. Gotcha. Very, very immature company. USD AUD? Yeah, I can do that. Let's do that real quick. Breaking down into new lows. Let's go to the weekly. Although it looks like I'm going to have the same time frame. What's up, Ted? Yeah, so here's the weekly on the Australian dollar. So it's breaking into new lows. The US dollar's been really, really healthy lately. And that's why you're seeing this thing break into new lows. Unfortunately, this should continue. Should do good for Australia, though. Australia's stock market probably should do better based off of this happening. So you can see we pretty much maxed out at US and Australian dollar being fairly even up here. Formed a kind of a symmetrical triangle. And then looks like we blew through that and have been in a downtrend ever since we broke that $1 level. It's been pretty egregious now going on since 2013, it appears. And it looks like it's not getting any better now. So, yep, just headed lower. It's pretty much headed lower. I really wouldn't count on, you're going to get some bounces and some whipsaws, obviously. But from a daily perspective, this is just trending lower. Big bear flag here. We talk about these all the time in cryptocurrency. I don't know if anyone doesn't know my other channel I have, which is Real-Crypto, which is, if I talk about crypto, a lot of my guys are from crypto. So trying to point at some of the differences and in different types of markets. But this is just a bear flag in a downtrend. I don't know if you can move this from $1 to 70 cents. I doubt we're going to go, down to 30 cents. That seems not reasonable. So I don't think that's necessarily in the cards, but definitely headed lower. All right, so I want to go through my watch list here. Let's do it on the weekly chart real quick. I'm going to try to do this very fast. And there's a 20-second delay in the live stream. Stock market lets you sleep. Absolutely, it does. Yesterday was probably the most boring day outside of that big swing, Ted. Did you get caught up in that big swing yesterday in Bitcoin? Broke that 6,400 level and came right back down to exactly where it started about 10 minutes later. It was crazy. I was watching it. Okay, so I'm going to check out... actually, I'm going to open this up. I'm sorry. I wanted to look at one more. I wanted to look at BLFS. So let's do that real quick. I wanted to look at them from a fundamental standpoint. 95. Okay. BioLife Solution develops hypothermic storage and biopreservation media products for cells, tissues, and organs. Okay, 183% EPS change. Beautiful. 102% sales change. Gorgeous. Small float, fairly small market cap. Wow, 41% in funds owning stock. So that's a very, very good level right there. 5 quarters of increasing fund ownership is excellent. 99 relative strength rating. I knew I liked this thing. And they got a news article here for such a small company. That's very healthy. Always something cool to find in the stock market, guys. Always. It's just a beautiful chart. Look at that beautiful chart. Man, I love this. This thing looks great. The volume's a little shy, but you know you can give it a pass if it's doing really good. 3-year sales growth rate, pre-tax margins -22. That's really interesting with such a healthy EPS change. Yeah, the relative strength of 64. Most recent 2 quarters of earnings with its 3 to 5 year annual growth rate. Okay. So that should start to improve. But the sales are off the charts. And so are the EPS last month. 6 quarters of EPS acceleration. I don't know if I've ever seen that. That is very, very, very good. So yeah, so what's this thing at pre-market? And let's see if you've got options. 5 minutes, no options. I only have 5 minutes left. Man, it's just never enough time in the day to do everything you need to do. Okay, so it looks like it had earnings. Oh, the other day. How did I'm sorry, I must have missed that. It was in this pre-market movers screen at 21.60 with 1 share traded. Okay, I missed the volume part of that. I don't even see it traded. But anyway, I'm happy to have BLSF on my list. Okay, so with our 4 minutes we have left, forgot what I was doing. Let's go through the, let's do my weekly stock review in 4 minutes. Okay, ADS is on a little short list there. For a possible long-term weekly beautiful weekly chart. Tesla looking really good. I don't think Protolab's ever going to go down. Weibo, we've been looking at Weibo, but it's just seeing lots of selling. Not super interested in charts with lots of selling. Had high hopes for Starbucks, that didn't work out. That was Facebook. Yeah, C2 key distribution. Looks like distribution up there. First majorly high volume we've seen since they were accumulating it from the IPO over here after it broke the IPO high. First distribution we're seeing. Looks like Trip has broken a very long-term support line. We were actually all over Trip the other day, but it looks like it failed its base there. Generac, which I actually have a position in, I believe. And Hertz Rent-A-Car coming up to a very well-defined channel high here. Still looking good, Hertz. And it's so low historically. Look at how low it is in the chart. Don't know how much lower it can go. It's pretty much a duopoly with with the rent-a-car services. Ooh, is that Booking actually having a red week? Wow. Booking.com having a red week. NetEase. Save. Interesting pattern on Save here. Very interesting pattern on Save. Looks like it's been pretty beaten down. Actually, I really like that. I kind of really like that. Okay. Core is actually having a nice breakout here. We've been covering that on the channel the past week. And BIIB, pretty nice base there in BIIB. Although it's a little in the middle of it to do much about. Polaris having a huge cup with handles way too deep. Storm Ruger, very nice consolidation in Storm Ruger. Yeah, I like that. So the ones I say I like, guys, these are not things I'm acting on right now. These are trade ideas, new trade ideas. O'Reilly, man, just frickin' rocketing out of that situation. Too far for me to be interested. So just so you guys know, as I go through this, my general style of trading is I look for leaders, and I look for leaders that are either have a very, very well formed base or have consolidated for considerable amount of time, like Regeneron here. See, it's up here. It's in a very, very big base. I look for very orderly bases, and that's what I'm looking for. Just breezing through. Now, CLR does look pretty good here on the shorter term time frame. Huge swing from 80 to 15 down to back to 64. Market's going to open in about 20 seconds. By the time you guys hear me, the market will be open. LVS there, huge, way too deep cup with handle. Whiting Petroleum trying to come out. Stratasys actually curling itself out of a potential bottom there. And this is really going to screw up everything I'm doing here. All these are going to change, so son of a bitch. All right, so 9 is one of the ones that we were looking at for a pre-market mover and immediately sold off. That's funny. So I didn't really do my weekly stock review. Guess I'll try to do that tonight. Maybe I'll do it after the market today. But I got some pretty good ones for longer term, for looking at some things longer term. We got Fizz here this morning, one of my holdings that's actually working pretty good. This is, remember I mentioned leaders in a prolonged downtrend. This is what I was looking for here exactly, and took position on Fizz on the break of this trend line, and still holding some up here. I got fudded out a little bit on this candle. I'm a little disappointed in myself, but anyway, so far doing so good, doing pretty good. Twitter actually doing okay this morning at 59.59%. Generac, FFIV, Regeneron dying on the frickin' vine. So not quite killing this consolidation yet, but it did throw right back into the base. Generally not the healthiest of action. Now I'm looking at a weekly chart too, so not much doing there. Let's see what's popping higher here. We got MYL, which I believe I just drew a trend line on that. Cena, Funko, you've been following here for a while. Pretty much this whole last week we've been watching Funko move and noticing really nice base in the stock. Nice little stopping consolidation right here and off to the races with Funko. Huya, little gap up after earnings. Looks like Huya had earnings, little gap up. Oh no, it's today. That aftermarket today is the earnings on Huya. So we'll have to see how this plays out. Huya IPO'd at 15, went to 50, which is very aggressive. And you can see there's a trend line here. Looks like it broke that trend line. I'm sure some people know that. Probably trying to trap some people up here in the morning. And then I'm not sure what's going to happen in the afternoon, but earnings tonight. Earnings tonight. So a lot of people have their eye on this one. Here's BLFS, our beautiful new stock that we know has a lot of good sales, showing some distribution here in the base, which is kind of normal for a base. Now in a weekly, I think this is 4 weeks. 1, 2, 3. So this is the 4th week. And so far the base is down about 25%, so a little too deep for a flat base. Also too deep for technically a high tide flag. High tide flag should have 15% depth within the base at the top of the flag pole. And MYL showing some good action here. Oh, okay, after earnings. Earnings has already happened. Looks like they were pretty good. We've got still reacting within the earnings bar. So needing to see if we're going to get out of that and break above that. Not quite sure what's happening there. Got GDS. After major breakdown, for whatever reason, must have been some crazy news that came out. 731. Investigation. It's an investigation, whatever that means. For something. $731. Short seller who slams Samsung takes swipe at new target. Oh, short seller caused that. Okay. Well, he's not enjoying life right now, is he? So that's doing pretty good. Was that Tesla up here too? Yeah, Tesla. Up another 2%. Look at that, bouncing off that longer term trend line. That's beautiful. You know, I have not lined up a Tesla trade. I bet you the 420 options are just crazy. Just insane. Yeah, there's no need to look at that. I'll use my options tool. Yay. All right, so we got 9. MYL up 4%. Let's gaining some steam here today, guys. Fizz, ooh, down 0.82%. So Fizz reversed on us this morning. So far. We got Twitter still kind of rolling higher, which is good. 9's up 4% now. So it started here, gapped. We watched it kind of drop if you were paying attention to my small screen. We got Mylan getting a little happy. GDS Restoration Hardware doing very good. I'm really liking Restoration Hardware since basically this day. I don't have a position in it though. But coming out of this base, it's probably going to get up here towards that 164 level. Funko still going higher. Man, I like that Funko. FSS is an interesting one. You can see it had this big earnings reaction, then has subsequently retreated into the 25 level from 28 high. So that's a pretty interesting. Looks like it's coming in, not necessarily filling the gap, but it's filling some space into this prior high, which you see that from time to time as well. It'll kind of fill that gap. I kind of don't mind a little buy here for the more active trader. My gosh. What's up, Brandon? Amazon, 0.98%, still rocketing higher. Getting towards 2,000. It'll get there. TWOU, pretty much murdered its base up here. Oh, look, Head and Shoulders. Head and Shoulders pattern. Did we talk about that? I don't know if we talked about that or not. So short target down here to about 62 on the put side. on the short side there, down to about 62. That's what this Head and Shoulders implies. Very well formed Head and Shoulders. Looks like, I mean, it could work out. This is a textbook Head and Shoulders pattern. Huya up 4% now. Okay. Let's throw Huya in here. I actually was going to take a gamble on Huya. Looks like someone's taking that gamble for me. Should have entered Friday, but I don't want to pay the options premium. Looks like I'm going to pay a bit of a bigger options premium. Okay, yeah, so 48. I don't know if we're going to gap up to 48. But so a Huya play could be pretty interesting because, I mean, okay, so not really showing me there, but Huya being very, a very high beta company, basically based off this action right here. Yeah, not sure where Huya could go, but if it does have really good earnings and starts rocketing up, this thing is a potential really good one. But interesting, it's already up here towards the top of the list. Twitter up almost 2%, 1.6%. That's good. SSTK is another one of those really long-term trending ones that I do like. However, looks like it's getting a bit of a way for me in terms of being able to enter it. Yeah. Already kind of gone away there a little bit. Don't know if I can buy that one anymore. Jazz. I want to go through some IBD stuff. Let's go through some IBD stuff. Let's do the actual IBD 50. So if you guys don't know about investors.com, very good resource for retail traders like you and me. And they have something called the EIBD, which is actual newspaper that they put out all the time. And it looks like they're doing, I already read this article on their website. Looks like they're cutting some costs in their newspaper division. So where's the IBD 50? Urban Outfitters tests new buys. So they do analysis as well. They do this kind of stuff. This is their MarketSmith platform. If you're, oh, this is leader. Okay, this is leaderboard. It looks like 200 EPS last quarter. So they kind of check all those boxes I was looking at. And then you've got, they're within a buy zone. Do I have Urban Outfitters on here? I don't think I do. No, I don't have Urban Outfitters on my board. Well, maybe I... No, I don't think I do. Down 0.46. Nope, I don't have Urban Outfitters on here. Why not? Why not? Got Michael Kors on here. Speaking of that, what kind of garbage is Michael Kors doing? Okay, holding tight. Here is down 2%. This is something I have a position in until January. Not doing great. Not doing bad. A little bit of a triangle forming here. We've got, so here, okay, let's get back to Urban. So Urban within a buy range still. Looks like they check quite a few of the boxes here on the... So you can see here 280% EPS change, 101% last 3 quarters average EPS growth. That's super healthy. Sales is not doing so good, but it's retail. What do you expect? $5 billion, established company, not too bad. Income sector leaders is always a good screen to go through. You got Adobe Systems, Align Technology, still in buy zone. 10-week line followed Follow add-on entry at 354. So we can take a look at, I think I have a line on here. We're going to talk about an add-on entry. 10-week follow line. Oh, because we're on the 50-day moving average right here. Okay. Yeah, so it basically buyable after, looks like after this is the breakout. No, they're not calling this a base again. It's yeah, we dealt with in highs there. So that looks pretty good. Boson looking pretty good. Selling pressure builds though. Yeah, Paycom. Stupid Paycom. IPO leaders. These are always a good place to try to find some good winners. Extended, trigger sell, well extended. Roars past, well extended, choppy consolidation. I'm reading these notes down here under the charts. Extended, rebounding from 10-week. That could be interesting. TRHC, don't know much about them. Data-driven technology solutions that enable healthcare organizations to optimize medication regimens. Interesting. New cup with handle has a 37 buy point for WHD. Let's go look at that. Okay, WHD, very interesting. So they're calling this a cup with a handle. I guess I see why. And it looks like it's valid. No breakout point yet. Getting very tight in terms of its price action. Could be pretty good here in WHD. Actually kind of like that. And it does have some options. So what would our target be? A break of this cup with handle would be 37. So your 20% profit target, which is kind of about 45 bucks. About 45 bucks. Man, they're really taking the volatility out of this stuff. You almost have to buy this early. There's nothing left. So this would actually be a first stage base, it looks like. I mean, everything about this chart's pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's really nice consolidation. Kind of looks more like a symmetrical triangle than a cup with handle, but I see what they're seeing there. And holding above that 50-day line, I mean, as long as it holds above that 50-day, I think we're good. WHD. All right, let's add them to my overall watch list here. And keep moving. Actually, you know what? I probably should set an alert. If it gets over the high from Friday, I want to be notified of that. Manufacturer sells and rents wellheads and pressure control equipment. Okay. So an oil play in kind of a booming oil industry. Reclaims 10-week line. Gaps above handle buy point. Roku. We're familiar with Roku. Double bottom formation in JAG. Okay, let's look at that. Ooh. Yeah, not my kind of thing. Not my kind of thing. Okay, let's keep going, find some other stock lists. Stock Spotlight. CyberArk blast to new highs after finding support at 10-week. Well extended. Rebound. Strong gains, trying to break out. Urban Outfitters extends past flat base buy point. Extended, testing support. Near 10-week line on ServiceNow. I like ServiceNow. But yeah, they've been pretty choppy here. Accumulation distribution is a D-. Okay, big cap 20, always a good place. Extended, still in a buy zone for a line. Find support and new pullback to. Okay, so you can buy Visa in a pullback. Visa is always something good to buy into. Stock is extended in a buy range of an odd cup with handle. APH, that's one of the. Nope, it's not on my list. ADS. In 5% buy range of a flat base. Let's look at that ZTS. Very nice. Very well-defined uptrend. 89.35 buy point. So yeah, definitely still within range there. 89.35 buy point on ZTS. Put that one into my mix here, so that's nice. All right, so those of you just watching, just joining us, we are actually checking through IBD for basically their take on the markets, checking out the charts for the week, kind of doing our weekly review here with you guys today. And if you think this is boring, if you don't think that, then stock picking is not for you. Because when you stock pick, you do a tremendous amount of research. So, actually, I don't mind that. That's a nice, I like that pattern right there. EDP. And this is how you find the leaders, guys. You don't find them by watching TV. You don't find them by, you really find them by doing your own analysis. EPD, not EDP. Oh, it's gorgeous. Okay. Interesting. What do they say about EDP? EPD. Near 2970 buy point out of a base on base pattern. So that's pretty interesting from a weekly perspective. The volume, look at this really big support candle right there. It looks like a scary candle, but look where it closes. I mean, yes, it opens here, 25, goes down to 23, comes all the way back down to 25 and a half, but look at the volume. It's just tremendous on that bottoming volume. Somewhat similar support candle here. That probably doesn't make it as a support candle, probably makes it a sell candle, but still higher low than the day before. Started an uptrend, as a matter of fact. So there's accumulation right there. You can see them pausing here before they're trying to break it out. So what you have is basically a cup with handle, with a high handle. They're calling it a base on base, is what they're calling it. A base on base implies there was a base, a breakout, and an immediate basing action again. It doesn't reach a 20% buy signal. That's what they're calling a base. That's what a base on base is. So this is actually a power company. Oh, this is the income investor. Why am I looking at the income investor? Usually not my style. Okay, let's keep going. But okay, sector leaders. I thought we were in sector leaders. Okay, Venom past 5% of a cup with handle entry. Lots of extended. I'm trying to find the IBD 50. do they put it at? Come on. So IBD 50 is a screen that IBD does. Really, that's it? There it is, for crying out loud. Why? This is one of the top things that they do, and they're hiding it. Alright, so here we go. IBD 50. Pause is the top. Pile driving run. Oh, look at, they're putting puns in now. There you go. Followed October breakout. Extended, dive below, trigger sell signal. 5 past, solid test of 10-week line is 5. That was, I think, one of our movers today. No, 9. It was 9, not 5. So speaking of 9, let's see what's going on here today. So after earnings there, looks like earnings were okay. Let's see if it shows us the estimate. It does not. Grubs extended, diving below, past 5% buy point. Solid test of 10-week line is 5. Wow, huge day there for 5. Or a week. Yeah, no wonder everybody likes the other style of videos. These are, I don't know, man. I can't imagine. I'd like to thank you guys for hanging out, but I can't imagine this is entertaining. It's not meant to be entertaining, I guess, but meant to make you some money. And money is done with homework. So there's take 2 finally getting going after a very long and choppy ride. I never had any position in this, but I've been keeping an eye on it. It's a very large base, very large consolidation. Probably will see another big run, but it's been fraught with problems trying to break out, as tends to happen from time to time. So there's Boot. Boot is one we caught on the earnings gap. We found out about Boot. This is a Midwest retailer. Looks like they've got pretty good earnings and chart pattern. Very nice action, very healthy. Nothing wrong there. We got Noah FSS, which I don't mind it on the pullback here. Kind of retesting this prior high. Not sure if we're going to completely fill the gap. But earnings were good if I remember properly. Yeah, 34 estimate versus 45 cents actual. They should be loving that. So ANET, one of the ones that I really like, ANET. You can see I have an alert set here for it. It's really just kind of coming to the point of this consolidation. Not a valid cup with handle. This is not a valid cup with handle base. So IBD does not really believe in these types of triangles. They don't follow them. They follow cup with handles, flat bases, double bottoms. And so what you're not really seeing here, you're not really seeing anything super good here, but in the end this is just another consolidation down 24%. They probably would call this a cup base, is what they would call this. No Jenna Marbles. I don't know who that is, but maybe I can guess. Yeah, plus I wake up and do this stream, so I can imagine people like, oh my gosh, you're so boring. That's okay. Doesn't need to be exciting to make money. Narrow handle on cup on Nano. Okay. Is this a first stage base? That could be a double bottom. Very sloppy double bottom, but still could be a double bottom. So this could be a second stage base on Nanometrics. Oh, dog and makeup videos. I guess I should do dog and makeup videos. Paul, would you watch my makeup videos? Put makeup on my bald ass head? You'd watch that. You're a nice guy. Paul's like, absolutely, I'd watch that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Now I'm half tempted just to do it for the absolutely absurdity of it. All right, guys, so we're gonna put on this blush mascara. You can find the link below on Amazon. And so we're gonna attach this to our eyelids, and this really accentuates your manly features. That'd be just the absurdity of that makes me just intrigued by doing it. I'm such a weirdo. All right, this actually is not interesting from my trading perspective. Break even at 47. So let's take a look at this cup with handle. Wow, beautiful. Very nice volume days on the right side of the cup, which is exactly what you want to see. Breaking through the 50 day, so that's good. And we have, looks like a potential failed breakout here so far today, so that's not so hot. But there's a beautiful little handle formed here. Volume on the right side. No, I wish there's more volume at the bottom here. That would be the only thing. Only thing I would say not great about this cup with handle, but beautifully formed. The handle's very nice. So after earnings, I really like that. Looks like they beat earnings by a little bit, about 5 or 6%. Let's go check them out on the IBD screen. On the IBD stock checkup is what they call it. 97%. Wow, this thing is beautiful. So we got Nano right here, Nanometrics, #1 within their industry group, which is right in the middle, about a 100 out of 197. So not great, not bad. Make integrated measurements and inspections for semiconductor and flat panel displays. Wow, 137% EPS change. 3 years EPS growth rate, 130. Sales a little low. ROE a little low. Average volume a little low. These stocks near buy points could be even more bullish. Let's see what they have to say. A accumulation distribution rating is good. Look at that, Paul. We have Nano and Key, both cryptocurrency symbols in the stock market on the same news article. That's funny. I've never seen that before. We're going to have to buy Key and Nano just because of that, Paul. I'm not quite sure who's left. Man, not too many people interested in stocks. I just don't understand it. It is a bigger ecosystem. It does take more work than crypto. I mean, crypto's easy comparatively, especially now when market looks like complete garbage. It's pretty easy right now to it's pretty easy to do that. So, it looks like we bounced on Bitcoin. Interesting. I finished going through this IBD 50. Always good to go through the IBD 50. So I'm looking at these little notes beneath these charts here. So extended, well extended. I'm not interested in extended or well extended. A bullish short stroke pattern. Really? I haven't seen one of those ever. TREX. Shows 80.29 entry. I don't remember what that is. Short stroke pattern. I don't remember what that is. So here's a short stroke. You're not going to give me a freaking chart? Short stroke is, oh, short, okay. Yeah. 15 to 20% or more. He's a very tight range in the second week. That's what it is. Only a fraction of the previous week's price swing. Gotcha. Oh, yeah. Now I remember. Okay. They're calling this a short stroke, huh? There's another short... 4% out of a 20% base, so they don't mention the thing there, but that's a short strokes are supposed to pop pretty high immediately afterwards. Wow. A long time since I heard about a short stroke pattern. Basically, it's a huge flag up. And then a very small consolidation up here. Not quite sure how rare it is, though. I guess they say it's rare. It's got to be pretty rare. Fizz is back up to positive territory. We've been whipsawed around this morning in Fizz. All right, let's go see what else we got. Well, extended falls 8% below, reclaims, breakout over, extended. Control jumping up to right side base of a cup with handle entry. We're familiar with that one. Come on. Okay, so RP forming a flat base. That's what we want to see, something actionable. There we go. After earnings, looks like earnings were okay. They rallied right back up. It had a big sell signal though, or sell candle. Estimates was a little bit below group number 15. 99 composite rating, 94 EPS rating, 94 relative strength, 84 ROE, 17%. Provides on-demand software for managing screening, leasing, and accounting in the rental housing industry. Okay. Looks like a tech company for an old industry. So not too bad right there. Looks like the volume, let me check the volume today real quick. That's Friday's volume. So there's like no volume today. 46 out of 840,000. So not really getting very aggressive as we break this trend line whatsoever. It's trying. It's poking its little head above our little trend line here. Just not a whole lot working on it right there. This could be interesting. Wow, pretty big run. 6 to 26, $27. That's crazy. 44% deep. Very deep for a base. Already gapped up. Well past actionable for my particular style. And was that the full IBD 50? That was the full IBD 50. So we found a couple. Nothing too great. And let's check on some of the indexes. So S&P 500 is up a little bit here, 0.15%. That's fine. In fact, it's very nice. Beautiful. So we can look at the NASDAQ. These are NASDAQ futures up 0.45%. Very nice. Market's healthy here, guys. Market's really healthy here. Don't get fudded out by some people saying it's this or it's that. It's really good. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Ugh. Restoration Hardware getting moving here. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Have a good one. Maybe see you tomorrow. I may just do some videos trying to... we'll see what happens. You're welcome, Paul. See you later, buddy.